Why should we care about the OGL nonsense? We just want to play the game. Hi, my name's Landon, and you're watching RPG ABC. So, there's a lot of talk happening around the OGL with DnD, and I'm going to share my opinion about some of the stuff that's happening. Just to inform you beforehand, A, I'm not a lawyer. B, I follow Roll for Combat. I think they're a good source for OGL information and how it will affect third-party publishers since they are a third-party publisher. But what I want to talk about is the people that frankly just don't care about the OGL. And honestly, that's fine. You don't have to. No one's forcing you to care about this whole situation. I just want to talk about how, and why the OGL will affect players no matter their interests in it. Even if you never plan on using OGL content for your game, you only play Wizards of the Coast made, printed, sold items in your D&D. You flat out only use official D&D everything. The OGL can still affect you. So, first off, if you are a player, maybe there is a certain magic item that you fall in love with. Maybe there's a particular race adjustment that your DM has made for you. There are certain things that a DM might use that may or may not be official. And you may not know that even. You might just be playing D&D with your friends and think, oh, this is just cool stuff that my DM gave me. You may not even realize that you are using third-party content, homebrewed content even. So there's that avenue to consider. That favorite magic item of yours, it may not be from the core books. It might be from a third party. It might be the DM's own creation. But beyond that, if you're a DM, just using the Wizards of the Coast published material is very limiting. You only have certain things that you can use. And even, I watch Matt Colville's channel on, running the game and everything, and he has fantastic ideas. And not all of them are 5e related. Not all of them are from the D&D books. A lot of them are just from his experience running a ton of different games throughout the many years that he's been playing. Frankly, I'm jealous of his experience. And so the OGL matters because it's what allows third-party publishers. And I don't just mean Paizo and whatnot. I mean the person sitting at their computer right now writing out an adventure that they absolutely are excited about. And they're going to share that on the internet with you. They put a lot of work into it and they're hoping to maybe earn a buck. Maybe it's a Patreon and someone puts out custom content on their Patreon. They're technically selling you that custom content. Now, we don't know how the new OGL will affect all that stuff in particular, but it will to some degree, even if it's to state that we won't be touching this. I've seen multiple times Wizards of the Coast saying your YouTube channels will be fine, while not addressing what part of the YouTube channel. Now, I have 19 subscribers at the time of recording this, so I'm not talking about me. I'm just talking about broader scale sort of things. So, we have the players who may not understand that the content they're using may or may not be D&D official. And we have DMs who really want that might be using other content. And, depending on how this whole OGL stuff goes, that content might be drying up. There might be less and less of it to, being made to go around for everyone. You might just have to stick with official, printings, which only happen every couple months. We get a new book, one book every couple months, where third-party content feels like every day there's a new Kickstarter for a new 300 plus page adventure with subclasses, magic items, and monsters, and galore, and all that stuff. So, from the players, DM and players' perspective, there's a lot that we're going to be missing out on. But then, if we take that a step higher, and we look at the actual third-party publishers, this can affect their livelihood. Some people just put out content to, help boost up their normal paycheck. They have a normal job and they just do that little bit extra just to, maybe treat themselves once a month or once a week or however often. We have other people who they devote a lot of their time and effort into creating these books and running these Kickstarters, and they could be out of a job. There are companies out there that could get shut down because of how this OGL has been handled, and that's just terrible. And that affects Wizards of the Coast directly through the DND team that they have there. They have to hire designers, they have to hire writers and artists and so on and so forth. And if there's less people making third-party content, then there's less people skilled in writing D&D content. And so we end up in this situation where there's less people that can get the job done, so there's less voices being given the job, and it's a smaller pool of people that Wizards has to hire from. If there's no third-party publishers, there's no one cutting their teeth on their first adventure with this third-party company that's taking a risk, but it's a cheaper risk. And they can't improve and get better to the point where maybe one day they are hired by Wizards of the Coast to write D&D content for us, where we do get officially published material from them. And that's kind of how this whole OGL thing affects everyone. Because it's not just limiting the number of people that can make money off D&D. It's limiting the amount of people that Wizards of the Coast will be able to hire to give us content. It's limiting how much content everyone can enjoy. What's good for, us as a community is for Wizards of the Coast to have more very highly skilled people to hire. And, I'm not completely objective in this. I have friends that do work at, for D&D and everything. But, I don't know, I just think it's important to keep in mind that even you just rolling the dice at your table can be affected by these OGL changes. And I think it's important to keep that in mind when you're going to start a new campaign and everything. Do you want to be limited? Do you want to force your DM to have to come up with everything unique? Do you want them to, or would you rather have them have a pool of resources that they can pull from and add to the game, and third-party publishers that they can, reach out to and buy some of that content so they can give it to you in-game? And do you want the content that we are getting to improve and get better? Because the more people writing more content will just mean we are getting better and better content as we go. And I mean, I'm not here to tell you how to think or anything like that. I just want you to think about that. Mull it over. Maybe it affects you. Maybe you don't care. I'm not saying you have to stop playing 5e. I'm not saying that you can't continue the campaign that you're in. I'm not saying you can't have fun with your friends. I'm just saying, think about the way that this could affect other people, losing jobs and stuff, and how it can affect future product that we want to buy. That's all. Not that fun of a video today. Sorry about that. Hopefully we'll get that Breathless game going. That didn't happen this week. We couldn't get enough players to go at the right time. So if you're interested in Breathless and you've stuck through this video, go down into the Discord. Join that. That's just a community Discord for the channel for people to talk about their favorite games, systems, adventures, all that stuff. Go to the Breathless section and let me know when you're available, because maybe we can fit a game in when other people are available, not just when I am. So that's all. And, as always, until next time, keep rolling dice.